a closer look at tonight's global sports news. I'm joined by our guest sports presenter Ade Olajide. Ade, welcome to Global Sports Report. Let's start with Formula One. Nico Rosberg closes the gap on championship leader Lewis Hamilton with victory in Austria. Are you surprised he won? Because Hamilton was on pole, and normally when he's on pole, he ends up winning.
Yes, I was surprised he overtook Hamilton at the beginning of the race. Not really surprised that he won, because both these guys are the fastest in Formula One at the moment. And if you look over the last 3 weeks, Lewis Hamilton actually, or Nico Rosberg, has won 3 out of 4 races, which means he's close to Lewis than a lot of people think. But the maneuver at the beginning was what really won this race for him, because he kept the pace going throughout the race.
And Hamilton's lead is now only 10 points, as you said, following Rosberg's 3rd win of the season. He's the man in form.
Yeah.
Do you expect this race to go right down to the wire? And who's your favourite?
It has to go down to the wire, because for Formula One fans all over the world, we want to see some competition. It looks like the Ferraris or the Williams might not be quick enough to really compete with these guys. But of course, living here in the United Kingdom, we're all fans of Lewis Hamilton, and we would love to see him win.
Is the Mercedes domination good for Formula One at the moment?
At the moment, no, because it looks like there's no competition at all. During the first practice session, Ferrari looked like they had the pace to match them, but when it came to game time, they had all sorts of troubles. So it looks like the Mercedes are just dominant, and nobody can find the results. Or the McLarens are dominant, and nobody can find the power or anything just to compete with them. Yeah,
the rest playing catch-up. Let's turn to football and the ongoing Copa America. Argentina, not exactly at their best, were they, against Jamaica in a 1-0 win? With all this attacking talent, the likes of Messi, Higuain, Aguero, Tevez, why aren't they scoring more goals?
It looks like when they get to the big stages, Argentina, for some reason, start to become a little bit apprehensive. The goals don't come in as much as we expect them to, especially leading the line with the likes of Messi and the names that you mentioned there. But for some reason, they just struggle. Nobody seems to know why. Even if you see the interviews with the likes of Messi after the match, he still feels there's a 2nd or a 3rd gear that they could go on to that the whole world expects them to do. If not for Higuain scoring in the first half or the first 12 minutes, it would have been a label for Argentina, and it would have been a surprise not to be able to defeat Jamaica.
And is the coach, Tata Martino, the right man for the job? He struggled at Barcelona last year, where they failed to win a trophy and was sacked. Is he the right man to get this Argentina team firing?
It looks like Argentina has struggled with coaches over the last couple of years. I don't think there is a right man for the job, because they've got the talent on the pitch to actually do the job. It falls on the players to really step up to the plate and deliver how a lot of the coaches that have come in there, from the likes of the great Diego Maradona to everybody else, to do what people expect them to do. It's not the coach's role, to be honest. I think the players need to step up.
Players need to step up. Let's talk about Lionel Messi. He's won his 100th cap for Argentina at the age of 27. He said there he wants to replicate his success from Barcelona to the national team. Why isn't he not quite firing for Argentina?
It's difficult to say, but when you look at the type of play that the type of team he plays for in Barcelona and the players that surround him, he finds it a lot easier, and everybody plays to suit Messi in Barcelona. Whereas in Argentina, you've got some great players in the team. Tevez, for some time, was removed from the team because of the fact that he was jostling for position with the likes of Messi. Now we've looked at his record. He's won, an Olympic gold. He's won an Under-20 World Cup, an Under-20 Copa America. But it seems like the national side, the senior side for Argentina, with Messi leading the helm, has struggled a little bit. The weight of responsibility sometimes might be too heavy for his young shoulders.
Yeah, they are the pre-tournament favourites, but not exactly firing on all cylinders. Let's turn to the Women's World Cup. Cameroon bow out after they lose to China. It was their first World Cup, Cameroon's first Women's World Cup. But can they be proud of their efforts?
They have to be proud of their efforts. Coming into this World Cup, names, especially coming from Africa, the likes of the Nigerian squad, definitely were the big names that people expected great things from, but Cameroon definitely did it better. And playing against China, China are one of the favorites going into this World Cup, and just losing 1-0, it's nothing to bow their heads for. I think they performed well. They have to be proud of their performances, and looking forward, they probably will be doing better in the next coming years.
And obviously there's still the business end of the tournament still to come. How would you gauge the quality so far from what you've seen?
I think the top 5 teams are way ahead of the chasing pack. We're looking at the likes of Germany, Canada, Sweden, France, even England. You can chuck them in there as well. They seem to have the better quality in terms of the play. We saw Brazil fall out today, and it was a shock. It was a surprise because they lost to Australia, which coming into this tournament, they've blown their own trumpets a little bit. So the competition has been somewhat lacking. However, the top sides have incredible quality, and it's been great to watch.
Yeah, let's see how those top sides do fare later. Let's quickly talk some transfer talk now. The future of Raheem Sterling dominated the pages here in England. Man City expected to up their 40 million bid. Will City get their man?
They will get their man. It's simple as ABC, because they have bid twice now, and it looks like they will be coming up in the next 24 hours with the £50 million. And if they're bidding 3 times for a player of Raheem Sterling's status, it means he wants to go. They will get their man.
Now, if he does go in the region of, say, 40 to 50 million pounds, that will make him Britain's costliest footballer, or England's costliest footballer. Is he worth that money?
Personally, I don't think he is. Anything above 30 million for Raheem Sterling is a bonus for Liverpool. And it's just going to increase the pressure on the young lad, because already he's having to face a lot of pressure at Liverpool, hence why he hasn't delivered for some of the months this year. And going for that type of transfer record to Manchester City, that believe that they should be competing for honours next season, it will be a lot for him. I think he's not worth that much.
And which club so far do you think has done the best early transfer business, would you say?
It looks like Chelsea always go in and get what they need for their team. Signing Falcao and perhaps 1 or 2 other players, it looks like they are leading the race right now.
Well, join us again is sports presenter Ade Olajide. Ade, let's start with tennis. Andy Murray looks in red-hot form, doesn't he? Wins a record-equalling 4th Queen's title. Is the world number 3 going to win another Wimbledon title?
He looks in good form, taking into consideration he had to play 2 matches today. Play the semi-finals, the rain delays semi-finals, and then go into the final and defeat Kevin Anderson, who is a big hitter, who's been, very, very good on the courts over the last couple of months. He looks in good shape, and of course, it's the Queen's Club is a grass court tournament that just keeps the tongues wagging. Perhaps is looking in good shape to take it over this year again.
But I suppose, however well he is he's playing, Djokovic remains his bogeyman, doesn't he?
Absolutely, and Djokovic has been quiet. I was actually thinking about that coming in today. Djokovic has been quiet over the last 1 week since the defeat at the French Open. I think he's taken some days off. However, all the other players have gone into different tournaments trying to get back into form, looking ahead into Wimbledon. So the fact that he's taken himself away from the spotlight a little bit should put a little bit of fear into the competitors. Perhaps he's practicing and is the top man now, is the man to beat.
And not to be undone, Roger Federer wins a record 8 title in Halle. That's his 4th title in 2015, but does he have another Grand Slam in him?
Absolutely, yes. Going by the fact that he's had 2 very difficult years in 2013 and 2014, and having to win 4 tournaments already this year, his 6th final already this year, he looks like he's... And the finals today was fantastic. The way he played, he looked very sharp, his backhand was back, his serve was quick, he had first serves in. He looks like he has another Grand Slam title, and I won't be surprised if it's Wimbledon.
Let's see. To the US Open, where the leaders have just teed off, but let's talk about the woes of the once mighty Tiger Woods. Didn't make the cut. I think he was 16 over. It's so sad, isn't it, to see him like this, such a great champion, be humbled.
It's difficult. I think 6 bogeys, in the first 2 rounds. It's just difficult times for Tiger Woods, but you have to take into consideration the last 24 months. He's had injury after injury, layoffs after layoffs, personal problems after personal problems, and he's finding it difficult. He's changing his swing, he's changing everything, and his confidence is lacking a little bit. But taking a lift out of the likes of Serena Williams' book, when she was ranked 100 in the world about 5 years ago, to come back to dominate the tennis, women's tennis right now, I still think Tiger Woods has it in him, and perhaps he just needs that bit of consistency to come back.
Is he struggling to deal with the pressure? Almost. almost.
I think there's a little bit of pressure there. However, his putt's been lacking a little bit, but he looks like he is very, very confident. His interviews have been very, very good. So hopefully he'll pick up his form really shortly and he'll deliver the way people think he should.
Yeah, he's still got plenty of majors in him at the tender age of 25.
Absolutely.
Ade, pleasure having you here on Global Sports Report.